This is a baboon, and it is having the time of its life destroying one of my secret cameras. Lucky for us, that was just one of the 10 secret cameras that I set up across a South African game reserve with the original objective of spying on animals without getting caught. Although, because a lot of these animals are either nocturnal or have a really good sense of smell, the secret camera's distinct human smell and vivid infrared light catches their attention, resulting in some very curious animals, some of which weren't as happy as others. Oh, that can't be good. Thankfully, with all of them set up, Camera 5 caught something less damaging straight away. A bunch of zebras horsing around. As funny as this looks, dust baths like this are really effective for cleaning skin and removing parasites. This is worth noting because later on we're going to be placing another set of 10 trail cameras further down the game reserve, and we're going to make sure to put them in areas we think will get the most foot traffic. Dust baths may be good for zebra skin, but they're not so effective when they need to run away from predators. At this point, the zebra's just thinking, if whatever that was could have gotten me, by now it would have got me. And went back to rolling. They didn't seem to notice or care about the trail camera during the day, but at night time, it seemed to have caught their eye. I didn't see if it was skittish of the trail camera or if it was running away from something, but what was hard not to see was the not so happy elephant that came soon after. Elephants have to be one of my favourite animals, but to prevent stress on the elephant, and for financial reasons, I prefer them from a safer distance, like at Camera 7, which was placed much higher and thankfully went undetected by these elephants. Although it makes me wonder, before we were wondering what strange reactions the animals would have when detecting something alien to them, like a trail camera, but the real question we should be asking here is what do they get up to when they have no idea something is there? And that's exactly what we found out when you have not just one rhino, but 2 rhinos left alone with a rock and a tree branch. At first, the mother calmly walks towards the water for a drink, while behind her, the calf is getting the best neck scratch of their life. But before you think only the calf was getting all the scratches, it wasn't long before the mother joined in. Rhinos are honestly just big puppies, you can't help but love them. But rhinos weren't the only species drinking at this body of water. In fact, it was a great water source for any nearby animal, even giraffes, who drink very awkwardly. When I first placed this camera, I made sure to get the water in the shot, as I knew more animals would come here compared to areas without water, as it's clear that in a hot and dry environment, a place to drink would be visited a lot. Although this was true for a while, the body of water was quite small and kept drying up, so we only got a small taste of how many more animals we can expect to see when the trail camera is placed by some water. To really see how many animals we can get at a single trail camera, we'll need to have it placed by a good sized watering hole that we know isn't going to dry up as easily, leaving disappointed baboons. During this time, a troop of baboons ended up loitering around Trail Camera 1, the final trail camera in this rotation where animals caught us spying on them. They'd relax and pass by here every couple of days, and because they pass through so often, I thought my trail camera was successfully hidden, and there was very little chance they'd notice it. As you can imagine, I was too optimistic. The baboon comes along, plays with the camera, then starts licking and biting it. Oh, just going in for a quick nibble. Completely normal baboon behaviour by the way, very cheeky, and it's using its mouth to explore and learn about its environment. It's actually not trying to eat the camera, it's just trying to further understand what on earth it stumbled upon. Unfortunately for us, it stumbled upon a trail camera that's meant to be facing forwards, not at the ground, making this trail camera pretty much useless until we recollected it for relocation, along with the other trail cameras a couple days later.
Look at what we found here.
Here we immediately started placing the trail cameras in their new locations to cover the second part of the game reserve, and because Trail Camera 7 showed us that we'll get way more animals in areas with water, Trail Camera 19 was placed by a watering hole way bigger than Camera 7. So we can now finally see how much activity a trail camera captures near water compared to areas without it. Also, setting up these trail cameras and seeing animals like this has been one of the funnest things ever. If you want one for yourself, I've linked a Browning trail camera similar to the ones used in the video in the first link in the description, as well as a cheaper one I've been using in the UK to spy on foxes. But once all the trail cameras in Africa were successfully placed in their new locations, it wasn't long until we got our first giraffe at the watering hole. At trail camera 7, we got a single giraffe walking up to and drinking some water. Here we have a giraffe walking up to the camera, having a poo, and happily walking off with another giraffe. It's quite hard to tell if the giraffe is looking at the camera while doing this. This camera was still high up, but definitely not that high. There was a lot of varying heights in this rotation of trail cameras, and strangely enough, a camera that got a lot of activity was by far the lowest to the ground and wasn't by any body of water was camera 15. And a large portion of these animals found the camera very quickly. Camera 19 still had majestic animals like black rhino, giraffe and some buffalo, which is great to see as they're some of the coolest animals ever. But in terms of how much foot traffic it got, camera 15 was absolutely crazy. So it made me wonder how much large bodies of water actually affects how many animals we see on these trail cameras. Although maybe having a camera too low to the ground wasn't the best idea, because if you have a camera that gets noticed by animals significantly more, after a while you're bound to get animals kicking back. Literally. It was good while it lasted. But when almost all hope was lost for camera 19, I saw a single elephant itching its leg, and then 2 elephants. And all of a sudden, a whole herd of elephants. And of course, the elephant calves start play fighting. But then the adults come in saying, alright, break it up. And that elephant calf was so close to doing a roly-poly. This leaves them the perfect opportunity to roll in the mud, which not only looks fun and cools them down in this insane heat, but wet mud is also the elephant equivalent of sunscreen as it gives them a protective layer to block their skin from the sun. These elephants get to play around in the mud at a watering hole, an animal hotspot, with not much concern for predators due to their sheer size and numbers. Although not every species gets that luxury. Earlier we saw a zebra being skittish and running away from camera 5 and didn't see them drinking at camera 7. As prey animals, they are much warier at watering holes compared to elephants, as it's harder to see or smell predators while drinking. And as zebras and other prey animals need to drink at some point, watering holes are very common places for predators to hunt. But after seeing dazzles of zebras walking past cameras 12, 13 and trotting past 18, it was at no surprise that eventually, even zebras would turn up at camera 19. Thankfully, the zebras drank in peace and no predators came by. Nevertheless, group vigilance is important for prey species in these situations. Animals interacting with trail cameras is just the beginning. Some of the craziest wildlife I've ever seen in person wasn't just in plain sight, but was instead hidden under these African rocks. If you'd like to see what I found under these rocks, click this video.
Whoa, no way.